Rally code. Be generous.
Oh, hi everyone. Yeah, g'day Polly.
Hi, Fidget.
Yeah, how's your day been?
It's been pretty good.
Pretty good. My day's been not too bad too. Yeah. Yum.
What's that there, Fidget?
Oh, nothing.
It looked like something.
Oh, you mean this? Yeah, that's, well, my nan got me a little box of chocolate eggs, Polly. It's some chocolate eggs. I quite like them. Yeah.
That's nice of her.
Yeah.
Can I have one, Fidget?
Can you have one of my chocolate eggs, Polly?
Yeah.
Aren't you allergic to chocolate?
Actually not. I like chocolate.
Okay, well, I can give you one, but how about you just have half of one? How about half of one? How does that sound?
Well, do you know what generous means, Fidget?
Generous? Isn't that when I give you half of one of my lollies?
Not quite. Why don't we look at a Bible story about being generous?
Okay.
This is a true story from the Bible. It's a sad story, but then it's a happy story. And it's a story about a very generous lady.
There was a Christian lady in a town called Joppa, and her name was Tabitha.
In the Greek language, her name was actually Dorcas. But let's stick with Tabitha for now.
Tabitha was always doing kind things for others and helping the poor. She was generous with her time and with her skills.
She made clothes, blankets, and so many things to give away to people in need.
Sadly, Tabitha became sick one day and she died.
Her friends were so sad that kind and generous Tabitha was gone.
But they heard that Jesus' good friend Peter was nearby.
God was doing amazing miracles through Peter. So the Christian friends said, "Please, come and help us as soon as possible."
Peter went to the town called Joppa, and as soon as he arrived, they took him upstairs where everyone was crying, and they showed Peter all the coats and other clothes Tabitha had made for them.
Peter asked them all to leave the room. Then he knelt down and prayed.
Turning to the body, he said, "Get up, Tabitha," and she opened her eyes. When she saw Peter, she sat up. He gave her his hand and helped her up. Then he called in all of her Christian friends.
The news spread through the whole town, and many believed in the Lord because of the amazing miracle he had done through Peter. Tabitha was a generous lady, but God was even more generous, bringing her back to life again. This made everyone so happy.
What did we learn from the Bible? Number 1. God is generous to us. He gives us all the good things we have. Number 2. We should be like God, and be generous to others. Number 3. Be like Tabitha. Share the good things God has shared with you. I am the Rally Robot.
Today's Bible talk is all about being generous. It's something that Fidget has a little bit of trouble with. But in the Bible story, we met a lady called Tabitha who was very generous. She gave things to the poor. She gave to people who were in need. But I wonder if you noticed in the story actually how generous and kind God was to Tabitha and to her friends when he raised her up to life again. Now, I've been working with some cardboard and some sellotape, and I've made myself this. It's a folder. And I've made this folder. It hasn't got anything in it at the moment, but I made it to remind us that when we're born, when we come into this world, we actually don't have anything, do we? We don't have any money, we don't have any food, we don't have any clothes, we start with nothing. But we have a kind and generous God who gives us all the things that we need. So, if I reach into this empty tube, God gives us the drink that we drink. And God gives us the food that we eat. I love pizza. And God gives us family and friends. I wonder if this looks like anyone you know. This is not my doll, I promise. But the most important and wonderful thing that God has ever given us is he generously sent his son, Jesus, into the world. God sent Jesus because we needed a rescuer, a friend, a saviour. Jesus came into the world because we've been saying no to God. We'd sinned against him. And we needed someone to come in to help and to rescue us, to pay the price for our sin, which Jesus did on the cross because he's so kind and generous. Jesus died on the cross to take the punishment for our sin so we could be forgiven, so that we could be friends with a generous and kind God.
Oh, I quite like that Bible story. What about you, Polly?
I liked it too.
Yeah, all about being generous. And we learned about how God is super generous. God gives us all the good things that we have. Yeah.
Have you learnt anything about being generous, Fidget?
I guess I have, Polly. I was not very generous with my chocolate eggs, was I? I'll give you one, Polly. I'll give you a couple. How does that sound?
That sounds nice. Thank you, Fidget.
Yeah, and what about you, Pol? Like, who's the most generous person that you know?
Well, my mum is very generous. She's always doing nice things for us.
Oh, she sounds pretty cool. Well, it's time for us to say goodbye to everyone. You say goodbye with me, Sophie. Bye, everyone. Bye, Riley.
Bye, Riley.